For many of years, DNA becomes the father of molecular biology. But beyond that, have you ever imagined DNA can store a digital information at the molecular level?
Hello everyone, my name is Besrat Wali Georgis. Today I would like to welcome you to this very special presentations of one of the most groundbreaking innovations of our time, the future of digital data storage.
Every day, humanity generates 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. So scientists asked, is there a more durable and sustainable way to store information? Well, the answer leads them back to a molecule that has been flawlessly storing data for billions of years, a DNA molecule. So, DNA is a natural and original storage system. Every living organism relies on it to carry genetic instructions for the sake of protein synthesis. So what makes DNA extraordinary is that its structure can be mapped directly onto digital information. Before going further into the storage mechanisms, I want every one of you to think about the nucleotide. The nucleotides are the monomers for the development of the DNA molecule. They contain three basic monomers. The first one is a phosphate sugar, which is found in the strand of the DNA molecule. And the second one is the deoxyribose sugar, and the last one is the nitrogenous bases that are accumulated ACGT. So together they form a huge and complex DNA molecules that helps us to store genetic informations at the molecular level. So each atom contributes to the development of DNA molecules. So here we come to the storage mechanisms. The four nucleotides that are adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, they are conventionally ordered by the scientists. So these are the binary numbers that replace the nucleotides for the given nitrogen space. As computers use binary zeros and ones, DNA uses 4 layers by assigning binary values to each nucleotide, as we see before. Any digital file can be translated into DNA sequences. DNA is not just a biological molecule, but it's a powerful medium for digital storage. So to avoid confusion, it is important to clarify what kind of DNA used. Scientists do not use the human DNA for data storage, because the human DNA contains genes and biological functions essential for life. Instead, they create a synthetic DNA, short laboratory-made strands called oligonucleotides. The synthetic DNA contains none of the genes, and they are blank and non-biological genetic informations. These blank structures make a synthetic DNA ideal for encoding digital data. And these are the scientists who develop the DNA fountain technology. Yaniv Ehrlich and Dina Zelensky. DNA fountain is a highly efficient algorithm designed to maximize how much information can be packed into DNA. The process works in 3 stages. The first one is the digital file is broken into small chunks. And the second the mathematical method called the Lubbe transform. It encodes these chunks into DNA sequence with built-in redundancy, ensuring that even if some sequences are lost, the data can still be recovered. And finally, the sequences are screened to remove patterns that might cause the chemical instability or reading errors. The result is extraordinary. 215 petabytes of data is in a single gram of DNA. That's more than 200 million gigabytes, enough to store the entire national archives or the millions of movies. What a fascinating way to store an information in the DNA molecule with its high accuracy. So I want every one of you to think about, what if the future of data storage wasn't built on silicon chips or stacked inside a massive server farms, but encoded within the very molecule that carries life? So imagine compressing the entire internet into a single gram of DNA. It sounds like a single fiction, yeah? Yet this technology, DNA offers several remarkable advantages. Its density is unmatched, so no other medium can store so much information in such a small space. It is incredibly capable and stable of preserving data for thousands of years if kept dry and cool. It is reliable, and with the modern sequencing technologies, data can be decoded with a high accuracy. And unlike magnetic tapes or hard drives, DNA does not degrade quickly or require electricity to maintain the information stored with it. But however, the technology is not without challenges. Synthesizing and sequencing DNA remains expensive. Reading and writing data requires a specialized laboratory equipment. So it's not yet practical for everybody to consume it. While progress is rapid, DNA storage is still in the experimental stage. Even in its early stages, the applications are extraordinary. DNA could preserve cultural heritage, entire libraries and film archives stored for millennia. Scientists could use to store massive genomic data sets in the same medium they study. Space missions could safeguard information during long journeys, and one day individuals might store their personal memories in DNA capsule. So, what is the future of DNA storage? Costs are dropping as synthesis technology improves. Companies and universities are already experimenting with prototypes. So the DNA storage could eventually replace the traditional data centers, cutting energy use dramatically. But it also raises deeper questions. If our world is stored in DNA, does technology become part of biology? Or could the line between living systems and digital systems begin to blur? So if you are fascinated by the idea of biology, become the next frontier of computing. Subscribe to Busrat Gameplay and join me as we uncover more breakthroughs at the intersection of science and innovations. So the future of DNA storage is written in the code and maybe in the DNA. Thank you very much.